Take my hand, yeah, take my hand. Follow me, follow me, yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
To the
Congratulations to you and Correy, sis. I had an opportunity to be at the wedding reception. I enjoyed every minute of watching all that excellence unfold. You look, it was a great time, man.
It was a lot going on. Yes,
There was a lot going on, man.
Yeah, I see the show is out now, and I, of course, didn't have any idea that all of that was happening behind the scenes. So we're going to go ahead and unpack all that stuff right now. So first of all, what made you two want to kind of put your relationship on trial, especially with Judge Lynn Toler? Because as we know, she does not play when it comes to doing work in a marriage.
Well, what? Okay, we needed somebody that was just as serious about marriage and commitment as we felt that we were. And, you know, in our community, there are really a lot of long-lasting, loving, committed relationships. And, okay, but you got one. So with that being said, you know, we wanted to really make sure that this was the right thing for us to do.
Right. It was a really a love movement, and the love was so potent. We just, man, it was just like a wave, and we just, I guess everybody seen the light and the glow on, you know, me and Shy both. So it was, yeah, it was an experience, man, definitely.
It was, and I mean, there were things that we were kind of beefing about, and I'm like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Because we don't have to do this if you don't want to do it. And we had a couple of issues with each other. You know, with me, Correy was like, oh my God, why are you so messy? Why isn't your stuff in a complete single line? Or he is OCD.
Right.
He's very OCD.
And you're always on the move, though. You're always on the move, so it's understandable that you might have stuff all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. But then she'll come back and try to find it later and can't find it.
No, first of all, I can't find my stuff. Secondly, I only can't find my stuff after Correy would call himself helping me fix my stuff.
I never understood it, man. Like,
I'm like, I know where
the neatness it was, she could never find that. Like she said, if it's a pile of nothing sitting in the room, she go directly to the room and pour whatever piece of whatever she needs to wear. I'm like, how do you do this? And I'm like, baby, I got a whole
all of his stuff is all lined up and neat, and it takes him an hour longer than me to get things together. As far as getting dressed, yes.
So he know, he a man, he know.
There's a method to the madness. I'm sorry.
Right.
I got to lean a little bit towards Shyneka on this one. I kind of got organized confusion happening myself as well. So I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. My wife has the same complaints as you, so I'm trying to figure it out. All right. So how was the overall experience of having the cameras in your home and really putting your private life in the public eye? Because I know Shy really don't do like that.
No. Man, it was it was some getting used to. I had to get used to that because, you know, I've never been on TV, so it was yeah. It was like I had to really kind of watch what I was saying with the cameras, and then sometimes we forget that they in here.
So, we like
yeah, that looked interesting. That looked interesting because they were all over the place, so they could hear what you say and all of that. And then, of course, she's going to come and talk about it too. So I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah, the invasion of privacy was a lot. Like producers coming to the house and, you know, putting up these cameras like everywhere, the kitchen, the bedroom, and I'm like, this is a lot. Like, so, you know, putting our story on TV, we feel, for the most part, that there are a lot of couples trying to decide whether they should commit or quit.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people aren't fortunate to have a sit down with a Judge Lynn Toler or Ayanna Van Zant or, you know, all of these wonderful people who specialize in self-help and relationship help. And I'm like, do we need to be helped? Is this the right thing to do? And so putting it all out there for people to see, we think that, you know, it could help some other people. And we've been told that, oh man, I've learned, you know, so much, or I went through the same situation. And we're like, yeah, because, you know, it's all about having a human experience, and that's what we're doing. And so now sometimes I hold things very near to my heart.
We both do.
I had to let it rip on this one. I was like, okay, my room be messy. That's what's going on in here. Come on.
Y'all did let it all out. Y'all did. And even in that vein, that's a great segue into that. On the show, you had mentioned that, you know, Correy had changed up a bit and he was starting to, you know, kind of ask you to do a little bit more cooking and cleaning. And we know you're a very, very busy, very much in demand media personality, always on the move, always got something going on. How has it been kind of finding that balance between his desires and your busy career?
Ooh, okay, after the whole thing or in the midst of going to the show?
Okay, look, we're doing the post-show wrap-up, so we'll say
Okay,
after everything
so
is done.
It's been very interesting. I'm still, well, I'm doing like one meal a week now.
Yeah.
But I make sure that he has something to eat when he comes home. And as far as my mess, we're moving, so it's gonna be new energy in that place. But I told Correy at first he used to try to help me organize my stuff, but then he took it upon himself to start over organizing, and then I didn't know where anything was. So I mean, overall, the experience for me has been good. I feel like we are really in the right direction, and I felt really positive after the show wrapped up that we had what it takes to really make it work, because these relationships that's another full-time job.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
we
tough.
add all the elements
really,
together. It's like,
I feel like you gotta, you know, get to know each other more. Like I really took the time to really understand, you know, my wife. And a lot of stuff I didn't understand. So we would bump heads. But then when I sat back and the smoke cleared, I'm like, okay, let me evaluate the situation a little bit more without putting pressure on her.
Because he was discounting my little 4 hours at work.
Well,
4, 5, sometimes 6, but it's not as strenuous as what he does.
Right.
And he was just like, oh man, you don't do nothing going this out.
Yeah.
And so he came up there one morning and was blown away.
Right. I had a day off work, and she was like, well, why don't you just come on up here with me to work? I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So I went up there, you know, I sat right around where they was, you know, doing everything. And I'm looking like they just moving like everything, like I'm like this. I'm like, hold up. This what you do every morning for about 4 or 5 hours?
It's a little bit more than just a little bit more than just talking on the mic there.
Right.
What's going on?
So I definitely understood the mental part of, you know, her job. She had to, you know, enunciate words the right way. You know, she has fans. You know, she got to, you know, entertain the fans. And listeners. So I understood it. I'm like, okay, I get it. But then I was like, okay, come to my world. You come to my world. My world is mental, physical. If the mental's not right, your physical not gonna be right. So it could take a lot of energy, you know, out of you, drain you. Literally, I'd be drained when I come home. And she couldn't understand that. Well, baby, let's go do this, baby. Baby, I'm tired. I need to sit down. You know, let me sit down.
So now, you know, we're trying to balance those things out now that we more so understand where each other stands and what it is that we both bring to the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is a balance, and it is a balance you will continue to have to work for the rest of your marriage and time. But it is okay. It is all right. It is a wonderful work in progress, and you two will be absolutely just fine. Okay. So when you two finally got to the wedding day with everything you had gone through in terms of the show and even outside the show, of course, Can you describe how it finally felt to be at that moment?
Oh, good. I achieved my goal. I got my queen. I got my wife. It was just a wonderful feeling, knowing that we actually connected. We was already connected, but we connected. We did it in front of everybody. Everybody.
It's a union.
It's a union.
I was so happy. I'm like, oh, get out my house, get out my face. I'm tired of people telling me what to do for, all these weeks with these schedules and filming. And I'm just like, oh, it was like crossing the finish line. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah.
So, and to have that celebration at the end of the finish line with like people that you love and care for was just the ultimate experience for us. So we were tired now for that.
Oh yeah.
Understandable.
We were mentally and physically both drained.
Right.
Totally understandable. And I had a great time too. We had a ball. I could tell you two were definitely relieved. Of course, I didn't know about all that other stuff that had happened before.
Okay.
But I could tell you two looked like, okay, this is over. I just want to relax. I remember at the end of it, you were like, all right, I'm going home. I'll see y'all later. Y'all do whatever you want. I'm good. So
Right.
totally understand. So that's good. It was good to see that. Now, what is the biggest lessons you learned about yourselves going through this whole experience?
Mainly don't hold anything back. Sometimes as men, you tend to hold things in, let it out, let it go, talk about it. Whatever decide to happen, let it take its course and then come back. Just don't keep nothing, let everything out.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And what about you? And what about you, Queen?
Just being more transparent, being more understanding of each other. And man, that balance is just like the key thing, and I can't expect so much out of him. Although, when you guys show up to the relationship, y'all putting on, y'all do all of this whole, cap stuff to make us fall in love. And then those things stop. And we're like, well, hold on, who are you and what is going on? So just to give him that grace of saying, well, that ain't how it was when you first came, or that wasn't. So I had to, fall back on that and understand that this is where we are now. And we gotta, figure it out, because now it's a whole lifelong commitment together. And, we gonna do it.
That's right.
Or else.
There you go. There you go. All right, we're coming close to the finish line here. The question I think a lot of people want to know, so I will ask you too, is have you had a chance to meet Correy's kids and everything now?
Well, the twins, of course, I have. They're actually, their birthday was yesterday. And we're going to their birthday party soon in North Carolina. Now, as for said other surprise.
It's a progress. That's a whole progress, I'm working on what we can work on. I'm working on it. It's a situation.
And he needs to have progress in it.
That's right. Yep.
Totally understand. Everybody kind of wanted to know about that. Oh, did that finally happen? Like, sounds like it's happening and the wheels are turning. So all is well. And we're
gonna keep praying for that situation right there, because it's unfortunate that some fathers are alienated from their children. And I don't know why he didn't think that I would understand, but it's not easy to talk to me sometimes. And I had like a kid cap. I really didn't want to talk to anybody with kids.
Right. And
it was kind of like a known thing. But I said, I love this man. I love his kids. And instead of being two of them, it was way more than that.
It keeps life interesting. It keeps life interesting, man. We're doing it.
Yes, it is.
Well, if anything, any final words for anyone who's on the threshold of getting married, what would you tell them?
Take the show and learn from it, and, go forth, from the man's perspective, listen, just key to it, listen, don't hold anything back. Speak, get it out. Try to find, a good way, a medium balance to get it out, so that it don't cause no kind of conflict into you know, the relationship and the union that you're trying to form?
I feel that you should make sure that the person that you're with is worth it, because there are going to be ups and downs and trials and tribulations and things that try to come and separate you guys from each other. But it has to be, you know, worth the fight. And for me, Correy's worth whatever we have to go through. Like, and I feel like we can figure it out together and, you know, move forward. So I would just say, make sure that the person is worth everything, everything that you feel like they're worth.
Wow, she put that. I feel bad about what I just said earlier. That right there just took the whole question off the cake. I don't know how to come back from that one.
That's why she does what she does.
I kind of do
Right.
this for a living, even
Right.
though I'm delusionally sleepy right now. And he is too. He is like, we've been up since 5 o'clock this morning making it happen.
Two have been rolling. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys do what you do. But before I do that, I gotta say congratulations again to my amazing sister and my new brother, who is also a part of the family. I love to see you happy. I love to see you two growing within your life and your career. Obviously, from my sister, I've watched her impact culture for over 20 years, and I'm so excited to see the next chapters and what they're going to look like for you. So I wish you and Correy nothing but the best. Obviously, I will see you beautiful people around town. Hugs and kisses always. Get some rest, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with us on Plastic once again, and I wish you nothing but continued success and love. Peace.
Thank you for
brother.
taking your
Appreciate it.
time
Definitely,
and
thank
coming
you.
to the wedding with your beautiful wife and turning up and swag surfing and all those things
All
that
of it.
happen. We appreciate you as well.
And listen, guys, be safe. Get some rest. Appreciate y'all. Take care.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.